Hey everybody. I just mainly wanted to kind of talk to you about, some of the movies I like. I like different random movies, but the main movie that I like the most, type of movies I like the most, are horror movies. I've watched them since I was like 6 years old. The first two horror movies I watched were The Monster Squad and The Killer Clowns from Outer Space. At the time, for me, being as young as I was, they were not scary, but, they were the horror movies to me. Now I don't see them like that. From there, I've just watched different random horror movies. But I think I was probably like 8 or 9, and I started watching Friday the 13th, and then from there I just watched them, all of them. Can't really remember which one I saw first or whatever, but I've watched them all. I've watched them numerous times over and over. Let's see. I know a lot of people don't like Jason X or Jason Takes on Manhattan. That's their own opinion. For me, I've pretty much lived with my whole life the whole Jason, and for me, I kind of saw how, some people were getting sick of seeing him in the woods, and saw they decided to take it up a notch and switch it around and get something different. And I understand that. There's some things they could have done better. I don't know, but I like them all. I don't really have a favorite. Right now, I might have to say that the very first Friday the 13th and Freddy vs. Jason are up there at number 1. After that, don't really have a favorite or anything like that. Well, after that, I started watching, like I said before, I started watching other random horror movies, like some of the Freddys, the Chucky, Michael Myers, all those. But then I think I was 13, maybe younger than that, and I started getting into zombie movies. My grandpa actually had the original of Night of the Living Dead on tape, and he also had the remake colored version that was made in the 90s, and every time I'd go over there I'd always watch them. And ever since then I just started watching, saw in movies in places where movie rentals. I would rent other, Return of the Living Dead, and they just keep on coming out. And then I started looking at some of the titles to see if they associate with zombies, and some of them just started having the same setting as just original. I also watched another movie from George A. Romero when he came out, Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. I actually have those on VHS. I watched those and I love them. And then they came out with a remake for those. The Dawn of the Dead remake did pretty good. Somewhat similar to the original, but they decided to make the zombies not walk. They made them run to kind of make it more scary and intense. Then they made a remake of Day of the Dead. Didn't do so well. It didn't go through movie theaters or anything. People were saying that it has nothing to do with the actual remake or the original at all. But for me, I just watched last night, and they have some similar parts to it. One is in the original, they were showing how a zombie could, you know, you give him certain things and he'll remember and he'll act humanly somewhat. Well, in the remake, they do the same thing when that one soldier gets bit, and he restrains himself. Not only was he a vegetarian, but he was also responding to orders because he was in the army, and he was not trying to eat people he was with. Also, I don't know if anyone remembers, but towards the end they were down underground to a silo that all of this stuff started. And well, in the original, they had the same thing going on. I know, but in my point of view, I actually think the remake of Day of the Dead is a prequel to the original, because in the original, the very beginning of the movie, they show a town that's completely deserted, no zombies or nothing, and the remake actually shows people in town still there, and they haven't quite left yet, so the town's still pretty much alive, and then the zombies attack. And then at the end of the movie they also say that within a couple days the whole infection and stuff will be contained and stuff. So to me it seems like the remake is a prequel to the original, and then goes on from there. Yeah, for me, I love zombie movies because I don't watch horror movies or any of that to be scared, because there are no movies that are horror movies that scare me. I've seen them all. I can pretty much predict them all. If there's a movie that comes out that's different from the rest of them, that I would think this is what's going to happen, but doesn't, that's when I'll say, hey, I like this movie because they do something different. Now, I look for gore in zombie movies and any other kind of movies. So far, the goriest zombie movie, or movie in particular ever, is Dead Alive. That's the goriest right there, in my point of view. Some people can agree with me. I don't judge movies if they're low budget or not. I don't care. I watch them anyways. I can see that some of the directors are just starting filming movies, and they're not going to do so well. People think they suck. Well, you got to understand, the director just started, and he hasn't done a whole lot of films and stuff like that, so you got to cut him some slack. But me, I watch them all. I don't shut a movie off, even if it is cheap. But the set of movies that I like are Friday the 13th, any Jason movie, and zombie movies. Those are the two type of genres that I like watching. After that, can be any other movie. I don't care what it is, but those two right there are the main movies I watch all the times. Any other movie I'll throw out there. I don't really have a favorite after those two. It just depends. I haven't really taken time to think about it. But if there is actually anything about my movies, or any of my anything you want to know, like any of the movies that you want to go see or anything like that, which I'm hoping soon, when Friday the 13th the remake comes out, I'll go and see that whenever I can. But if there is any movie that you want to know about, or you want me to know about, let me know. I'd like you guys to watch these and subscribe to them, leave your comments, rate them, whatever. I'm just trying to get people to understand where I'm coming from, so then, because I'm working on my script, like I said before, and I need you guys to give me some inspiration, you know, give me some ideas, because I'm throwing this script together, and hopefully in the summer or fall I can start recording this movie I'm going to be doing, and I need your help to, you know, help me out on that. And if any of you guys live in Iowa or close by or want to be part of my movie, let me know. Alright, well, leave me your comments, anything else you want to say. If there's any type of movies or updates or anything you want to know, like my favorite movies or anything like that, just let me know. And hopefully in about 2 weeks or so I should give an update about my recent movies I have. Alright, see you later.